Let's go to Philip in California. Philip, you're on Free Talk Live. What's on your mind?
I'm just wondering what we can believe and what we can't believe.
None of it.
That's a great question, Philip.
Yeah, how gullible are Americans? Who believes that a airplane flying into a building held up by 40 steel columns with 1-inch webs could bring down 2 World Trade Center buildings at free fall? As a
I thought it was 2 airplanes.
Yeah, 25 airplanes
Don't
couldn't
believe the
bring them
official
down.
story, Mark.
So, of course, you're referencing 9/11, correct?
That's right.
Okay. Now,
I'm referencing the gullibility of Americans.
well, now let me the gullibility that they believe the official story, right?
Exactly.
Right. Well, now I want to ask you this, okay? Is that say you proved that, or say whoever ends up proving that 9/11 was perhaps an inside job, or that the government knew about it, or whatever. What exactly do you anticipate happening after that gets proven?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. Then you are a realist, sir. I appreciate that.
I agree with that.
I know that those buildings had to be brought down at pinpoint demolition accuracy. Each of those columns had to be shape charge cut, and who could do that without an inside group of people knowing?
So, Philip, do you still support the government, either party, in any way, or are you totally against?
None whatsoever.
Oh, then you're consistent. I gotta hand it to you.
I believe that they just trade off their lives, and I would no more stand in line to vote and waste my time. I mean, which group of liars do I vote for? And what
Yeah,
good
neither.
Can
They can't.
What good can they do?
Pick your favorite color. Thanks for the call, Philip.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because a lot of people, really hammer home the idea that 9/11 was an inside job, and okay, perhaps it was, perhaps it wasn't. But if it was, what are you going to do next, right? Are you going to continue to kind of support the government and keep participating in the political system,
do you draw from this?
asking
Right.
the government for stuff? Like, I saw a video the other day where somebody was alleging 9/11's an inside job, and then in the same breath, they were asking the government for benefits to give to the firefighters or whatever from 9/11. And it's like, really? You got to, step back for a moment and think about what you just said, right?
It's that time
The
of
same
year.
government who perpetrated 9/11, you're going to ask them for favors.
Brad calling in on Skype. Brad, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. What's on your mind?
Oh, I was just calling on that last call about 9/11 and what should we do about it. I think we should go after people like Lucky Larry Silverstein and
Who's
George
Lucky?
Bush.
Okay.
And
Who's Larry Silverstein?
he's the owner of the building that
Okay.
was there doing all the construction work when it got wired to get bombed.
Okay, so I guess my question is I understand, and believe me, 9/11 in a very real sense ruined my life. It caused me to want to go into the military, which was the worst decision, one of the worst decisions I could ever make, because I was wanting revenge for what happened in 9/11. So certainly, I take the events that happened there pretty personally, but again, I don't really know what people expect to occur. I mean, say you put George Bush in jail, that's not justice. I don't.
It's not realistic.
No, it's not realistic either. But I mean, I don't know what people expect to get from pushing so hard on the 9/11 truth issue.
Well, I expect to see justice done.
But all right, so what does that look like?
Do you want to see justice done, or do you expect to see justice done?
That's what I want.
Okay.
I'd like to see George Bush hang for what he did. And
Well-
also
At that point,
Larry Silverstein.
we won't know until we have a trial, right?
Well, let's have a trial then.
I gotcha. And then at that point, wealthy lawyers will battle it out, and likely we won't get the truth, because what we've seen in this country generally is that wealthy people do quite well at trials versus the rest of us who don't.
Well, that's a good point, but
yeah, I guess what I want to express to you is that I think if people need the quote unquote proof of government involvement in what occurred on 9/11, 2001, if they don't see what the government does on a daily basis and that doesn't prove it to them, I have little hope that people finding out that some very nefarious actions were enacted by the U.S. government on that date would change anything. And so I wonder if there isn't better ways to educate people, or better things that we could do with our time and our money, especially when, what do they spend, $3 million to get that Times Square billboard advertisement about, saying, look into 9/11 truth and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I would think there'd be so much more to do, because again, I mean, every single day the government is doing BS.
Really evil things.
Yeah,
it's
really
right there in front
stuff.
of everybody's
Yeah,
face.
and so I understand your frustration. Believe me, I do. But I don't know that this is the most fruitful or effective thing for all of us to get the real justice that we need, and not just the justice for us, but for justice for people all around the world. When I was in the military, I saw so many very innocent, foreign people die that did not have to, and they need it too. And George Bush hanging isn't, in my opinion, is not justice.
Well, you make some good points and all, but still, I can't let this go. I mean,
well, there's
been
some
13
people are
years.
still remembering the Hood too.
What's the Hood?
It's some ship that got sunk. I think that
I
was
didn't
the
remember it.
Spanish-American War.
talking about the USS Liberty.
I don't know. Some boat out there.
It was a boat that Israelis attacked.
No, not that one. Not in your lifetime.
Well, it wasn't in my life.
Well, some people are still obsessed with the JFK shooting, and
So am I.
Yeah. Okay. So wasn't that basically proven that the people who were kind of considered conspiracy theorists were actually right all along? Somebody came out on their deathbed, and nothing really changed after that occurred.
Yeah, but there's no reason to stop trying.
Well, there is, because if you're continually thinking about
It's
it and
bothering you, there is.
spending your energy on it, what else could you be doing if you weren't doing that stuff? Maybe you'd be happier, you'd live longer. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know if I would be.
Appreciate the call, Brad. Thank you so much. 855-450-3733. Some people will say that the 9/11 truth conspiracy and other conspiracy theories will bring people to the ideas of liberty, because if they blame the government, then they're a good choice for liberty, for the ideas of liberty. But it also cuts both ways, right, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. The 9/11 truth movement is what actually got me into the military, because I'm ethnically, and I want this to be very, very clear. I am ethnically Jewish, okay, and I had some family members die on 9/11, okay, and I wanted some serious revenge, and I couldn't believe it when I was walking on the streets of New York City when I saw 9/11 truthers saying the Jews were behind all this.
They all took the day off.
That they took the day off. None of them died in the trade centers, and all this crap. And I was like, what is this? It's like, no, and what I felt I had to do.
So your Jewish family didn't get the Jewish memo to not go into
Yeah, I guess they missed the memo. They didn't get the email, someone blocked it. It was so insane. And so I said, no, I'll prove to you that we're not, that Jews aren't against this country or something like that. And so I joined the military and I went over there, and it was one of the most damaging things to ever happen to me.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.